It's not necessary. Okay. Let's see. Military access. Give it to me, Holstein. Thank you. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's move our 21,000 men towards Breslau. These troops, so we got some artillery, some infantry, and some cavalry, so it's a pretty well-balanced unit right here. Move them towards Breslau. These 21,000 men move towards the south. Then we've got our troops over here, which will merge. Okay. We'll move them down here. So right now, it looks like we've got pretty good forces here. We're going to start moving our guys down to the correct positions onto Austria's border. One cool thing about Austria actually fighting the Russian Empire, this means that they're going to expend a lot of their forces early game fighting Russia, because Russia has a lot of men, as you guys know. And I'm going to give France permission to travel through my territory so they can take a stab at Austria as well. The Ottoman Empire is requesting military access. Nope, you're not going to be helping Austria. And now we have enough influence, we're going to add Hanover to our sphere. Which now, because of that, now that they're influenced, that's going to be nice for us. Okay, and we've now finished researching experimental railroad, which means a lot of our capitalists are going to start building railroads, which is nice. So that'll be good for us. And then our next technology we're going to get is actually going to be medicine, so we can increase our supply limit. And the reason I'm doing that... Actually, do I want medicine? Yeah, I do. The reason I want medicine is because Austria is very mountainous, especially up towards their northern border, which is where I'm going to be invading eventually, and medicine increases our supply limit by 25%, so it'll allow my forces to kind of go into these heavy territories and not suffer as much attrition damage, so it'll be very nice for us. So we're going to research medicine right now, and then I think after that we'll go for market structure and organized factories, so we can start getting towards the Ruhr boom. And right now, it looks like our militancy is going down, but it's at 0.16. Right now, we don't have enough, so... Oh, what's this? Liberal Students Association. Okay. I'm fine with my population getting consciousness right now, because what that'll actually do is eventually it'll allow us to enact political reforms, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do voting franchise. I'm going to make it so my country can actually vote in an election system for their government. And I'm going to make it so it's only landed, so the rich only vote for it. But what this does is it also increases immigrant attraction. So in a way, even though I may become a little more liberal, it'll still be very good for me. Because it'll attract immigrants, which means more population and more people that I can use over time. And it looks like right now we are rank 5 on the war, just kind of in the world, which is pretty good. Austria, is beating us right now, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Right now we're producing about 80 pounds per month. Austria still wants military access. I'm going to deny it to them. I'm going to let Austria kind of rot in hell. I think it would be a very prime time to attack Austria though, just because they're at war, or I could just wait till they're done with their war. You guys can see here, they're already down. This shows us how much troops they actually have. Right now, their military score is 16, which means they're getting slammed by Russia and them. But what we're going to do is we're going to stop influencing Hanover for the time being, because now that they're in our sphere, we don't need to. And we're going to start sphering. What's going on here? Oh. We're going to discredit Austria here. Austria is actually trying to... get into a few of my lands. That's not good. Let's see. Let's bump up our sphering on all of our countries to 1, so I can protect them from enemy sphering. That's one important thing, guys, is that the great powers will try to take away your influence of other countries. And with Prussia, since we have to sphere so many small nations, we have a lot of nations we have to sphere. So we're going to sphere all those just a little bit and gain a bit of influence with them per month, which in turn, it'll make it harder for me to sphere over time. That's okay. Or actually, no, I take that back. Gonna mess up a little bit there. Let's reduce our sphering a little bit here, so we can sphere Bavaria. Because if I can get Bavaria on my side, that'll be very nice. Bavaria has like 30,000 troops, so if I can get them to be on my side in Austria and pull them away from Austria, that'll be really good for us. We'll just have to be careful with our other nations. Because once Austria gets a hold of one of the North German states, it's going to be very problematic. They already have control over Saxony, which is what I'm going to be fighting for. Because right now, Saxony is basically, besides this Holstein, Saxony is the only nation that has a North German population that I don't have control over. So we're going to need to take over that. And the only way to do that, really, because Austria's going to hold on to it like nobody's business, is basically to force Austria to surrender it, which will be very difficult. Alright, so I'm going to start building railroads myself, since we have a little bit of extra money. So we're going to start building railroads where we have coal, because like I said, I like to capitalize in the positions where we have coal. Even though this costs us a lot of money, it'll still be really nice, because they'll increase our overall output, because what railroads do is, like I said, they increase how many men you can have in a province, but they also increase the amount of resources a factory produces and how much a actual resource produces, a raw material resource. So it'll be nice for us. And then while we're doing this, let's keep increasing opinions with the UK. It looks like Bavaria, we have enough influence now to do something with it. So let's increase their opinion with me to friendly, which means soon we'll be able to dislodge them from Austrian influence. Death to the king, a hoarse voice cries. The streets of Breslau have come alive. A local injustice, with the perception of one, have animated the unwashed masses into rebellion against the rule. What the? Don't be animated into or against our rule. Come on, we're good people. I'm just taxing you by a bunch of money. It's not that bad. I'm just going to be an evil person right now, though, and just be taxing our population. Though, surprisingly enough, even though our taxes are really high, we're actually not losing. Most of my population is getting their life needs, which means that they are surviving. And some of them are even getting their luxury needs, even with such high taxes. So really, there's not really much of a problem at the time being. Alright, so my ambassadors got banned from Bavaria, which is kind of funny. Which is okay. So we're going to bump up our priority on Saxony now. So Austria got a little mad because I had sent ambassadors over to influence my position with Bavaria. So what they did is they tried to ban my ambassadors, which is kind of funny. Adolf Disterwich, I guess that's how you pronounce it, a German educator, laid down principles for the teaching of children that aimed to make them conscious, thinking, responsible citizens. His ideas got him suspended in 1847. Interesting ideas nonetheless. We gained some prestige and research points. It's not too bad. Our name has been discredited in Saxony. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. Saxony's cordial with us right now, so we should be able to push forward. It looks like, what the hell? The Ottomans are actually influencing some of the German states. That's kind of weird. Talk about being in a place where you don't belong. Alright. And then as soon as we get enough opinion with Saxony, we'll raise their opinion with me, so they like me a bit more. Bump this up to 4 speed just for the time being. There we go. Okay. So let's see. So our forces are pretty well organized. We're still slowly regaining troops, which is fine. I think since Austria is at war right now and they're getting pummeled, let's actually change our national focus to soldiers, so we can increase the rate at which we gain troops to use to support our armies. So we're going to change that for a little bit, which in turn is going to hurt our overall research, but I'd rather get the soldiers so we can release Saxony from Austria. So, because if we can take a slice of Austria while Austria is being beaten down by France and Russia, that'll be very nice. This is pretty good that we're gaining 2.3 population per day. So our population is skyrocketing, which in turn increases the amount of taxes we get. I'm going to send a little bit more opinion boost with the United Kingdom. which will be nice. Looks like in Saxony right now is okay, they're probably going to ban my people in Saxony pretty soon. Just because Austria is pouring influence into that right now. Which is fine. But I would have preferred not to get kicked out of Saxony because Saxony is the only other North German state I'm going to need to form the North German Confederation, and I'm probably going to have to fight over it. Okay. Everything's going pretty good though. Middle class, most of them are being alright. Saxony banned our ambassadors, so at least we know who did that. Okay. Well, for the time being, I guess, looks like Austria is starting to influence our provinces again. So I guess we will have to increase our influence. We'll just do that for now. So let's sort by sphere influence, and then we'll bump it up to 1 on everything. Which in turn will use that to beat the Austrians out of my own territory.